But when you need a lawyer and the next billboard that comes up, that's who you call. And so marketing, when you don't have that kind of money, is about establishing a relationship. I did it, started with written notes, or you're at a convention and you meet someone, but understanding that whatever relationships you have, that you need to keep in contact over time, because just like 25 years ago, 198 of the 200 didn't need my services at the time. If I
Right.
reach out to those 198 2 months later, and 4 months later, and 8 months later, if they needed me in that time period, they're much more likely to call me, not because I'm the best lawyer, but because I'm the one that is in their mind. And
Right.
then
Right.
and so you got to understand that networking is about establishing a relationship that you touch over time. Now, how do you do that? How do I do that? Right? So I have a very, very strong discipline and routines every day. If you guys want to, if you follow me on social media at Mike.Alder or my firm, Alder Law, I post about it as well. I give my routines. And one of the things that I do every morning is I write at least 3 personal notes, right?
Mm.
But how can you reach out? When you make a relationship, if you meet someone at a party or a convention or whatever, you get their information. That's one touch. I go home within a week, I've written them a personal note. Nothing special, but great to know you, great to meet you, looking forward to seeing you again. If they talked about their dog, Fifi, then you take a note and you say, I hope Fifi's doing well. If they're a Laker fan, Lakers go Lakers, something. That's
Yep.
touch number
Yep.
2. I see him at another event. Maybe that's touch number 3. For me, I've written a book called The Trial Lawyer's Bible. I send it to him. That's touch number 4. That Bible has my name on the front of it, and it's very good information, but nobody's going to read the damn thing in all in one sitting. So it usually sits on their desk. Touch number
Yep.
5, that continues. I have a good newsletter that's not overwhelming, but it's good info. Touch number 6. I have
Word.
events and speaking. I invite them. Touch number 7. I invite them to a Laker.
Mm.
Touch number 8. Now, let's say that takes a year. I compete with 10 of the top guys in LA. They all are
Yeah.
great lawyers. They can do at least as well as I can. Why would they call me as opposed to the other
Right.
9? Most of the time, it's because when they come up and need a referral to a trial lawyer, I'm the one that's been relatively recent in their mind. So
Right.
as you guys are
Right.
watching this and you're talking about creating a network, you don't need billboards and whatever. That'll come potentially. But first focus on the network that you already have,
Yep.
establishing a base that they know what you do. I still have people that don't know that I'm an employment trial lawyer and that I have a workers' comp
Well,
firm.
mm.
And I'm like, I've told you 8 times.
In growing your firm, can you share one of your biggest mistakes or lessons learned, perhaps?
Um, well, there's a lot of them. I made a bunch of mistakes. I tell people, tell me your biggest screw up. Done that, done that, done that,
Yeah.
done that.
Yeah.
Shit, if I had back all the money I lost, I'd be a rich son of a bitch. Um, I would say one thing that reminded me was when I started, I was like, I'll try anything that moved. I'll take anything that moved.
Right.
I would go out to everybody's office, right? I would I would do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So then I win an award, then I get a little money, then I'm like, oh, well, I'll only take your cases over 250. And then I'm only going to take those 500 or more. I'm only $1 million lawyer. Come on. That was a mistake
Mm.
because the
Mm.
way I got my foot in the door and they started referring the $1 million cases to me rather than the other person. was
Okay.
when that person stopped taking
Yeah.
cases
Right.
and they referred them to me. And then I
Mhm.
did the same thing. And I'm like, why aren't you referring to me anymore? Because I got 9 cases. I need help on all 9.
Good.
You take one. I got to deal with the other 8. I'm
Yeah.
not a litigator. So I
Uh,
realized that my firm needed to have levels of casework for
right.
different size cases.
Smart.
Now, that doesn't mean I take 100% of all cases, but I tell people, look, if we have a relationship where we rely on each other and you're going to trust me with your caseloads, your cases, then I will trust that I can help you on everything.